Good afternoon. Anyone there? Can we start? Already it is past 5 minutes. It's 2:05. Can we start the session? Is anyone there? Respond. Is anyone there? Respond. Friends, good afternoon. Can we start? Say some response or give some response. Okay, what was the last thing we ended in the last class? What is the last chapter we ended? Hello? Hello, anyone there? What is the last topic we completed? Anyone say something? Sorry, anyone type something in the chat. I am there in the chat for you. What is the last thing we completed?
Sir,
Yes,
we are messaging only, sir.
you are messaging, huh?
Yes, sir.
I am not getting anything from here in the chat box. Why? What happened?
I don't know, sir.
Wait. இல்லை இதில் டெக்ஸ்டே எதுவும் வரலையே. Okay, we completed the in the last class we ended with the World War I. We discussed the causes of the World War. We saw the course of the World War. We ended with the consequences of the World War. I told you we saw only the consequences and we have not discussed about the League of Nations, I think so. Okay, so we discussed about the consequences. Am I correct? Yes. We ended with the consequences of World War. Yes, that's correct. So one more thing in the consequences of the World War I. One more thing in the consequences of the World War I, we need to discuss about the League of Nations. I told you. So League of Nations, that is what we are going to discuss now. The League of Nations. The League of Nations. Okay. League of Nations. Structure, function. Structure and function. League of Nations League of Nations was created at Paris Peace Conference. Paris Peace Conference 1919. So the League of Nations was created. Okay, I forgot to tell about League of Nations. What was the reason for the founding of the League of Nations? So the League of Nations was created at the Paris Peace Conference of 1919. Okay, what is the purpose of the League of Nations? To prevent war. To prevent war. To prevent the war. Okay, that would comes under the function. Sorry. To prevent the war. So what is this most important function? To prevent the war. To prevent the war. That was the main function of the League of Nations. That was the main purpose of the League of Nations, which was created at the Paris Peace Conference in 1919. Whose idea was this? The League of Nations idea was by Woodrow Wilson. The League of Nations was idea by Woodrow Wilson. He was the President of United States of America. The President of United States of America. Okay, Woodrow Wilson. So the League of Nations idea was by Woodrow Wilson, who was the President of the United States of America. That is one thing. Okay. And where they created, it was created at the Paris Peace Conference of 1919. Okay. And what was its primary function? Its main function was to prevent war or the world war. That was its main function. Okay. How many member countries are there in League of Nations? It almost approximately 58 member countries. Approximately, not exactly, because the membership was always fluctuating. Understand? The membership was always fluctuating. The highest membership in League of Nations was 58 approximately. Okay. Membership. The membership was permanent and non-permanent. Non-permanent, and permanent. Membership. Non-permanent and permanent. Copy down. I give you some seconds to copy down. Sir, I just shifted to weekend batch now. Can you please give me details about the number of classes over? Almost, I think so, we completed a 5 or 6 classes, I think so. Okay, I move to the next page. Okay. Okay, here. Okay. Permanent and non-permanent members were there in the League of Nations. Okay. This was the thing. What were the organizations in League of Nations? Organizations in League of Nations. International justice, the court of international justice, like our International Court of Justice now. Commission for International Court of Justice, that is one thing. And second one, Commission for Slavery. International Labour Organization. International Labour Organization. International Labour Organization. International Organization. International Organization for Intellectual Cooperation. Intellectual Cooperation. International Health Organization. These are the organizations, major organizations. These were the major organizations. Major organizations under League of Nations. Understand? These were the major organizations under the League of Nations. I will give you 20 seconds for you to copy down. Take it. Clear? Can we move to the next slide? Can we move to the next slide? Yes, very good. Thank you. Now we are coming to the part, analysis part. Our question, this is the, whatever the thing we have seen so far, that is the structure of the organization, the function of the organization, where it was created, how many members are there, membership countries, organizations under the League of Nations, all these are factual. All these are factual. Now we are coming to the part of the answer, that is, League of Nations was a success or a failure organization? Success or failure? This is our analysis part. Tell me whether League of Nations is a success or a failure one. You know it already. You come across League of Nations in international organization, or you know it, or you know about League of Nations. Whether League of Nations was a failure or success? Yes, failure, because it failed to prevent World War II. So the first point here is failed to prevent. We know it. Failed to prevent the World War II. Failed to prevent the World War II. So it was considered to be as a failure organization. One. Clear? What was the primary job of the League of Nations? To prevent any war, to prevent any world war. Almost prevent it has to prevent any war. But within 20 years after the League of Nations was established, another world war was started. League of Nations created in 1919. World War II started in 1939. So 20 years was only duration gap. So it cannot be able to prevent another world war. So it was considered to be as a failed organization. One. Next one. Why it was failed? USA was not a member. USA was not a member. Yes, though the League of Nations idea was by United States of America, the President of United States of America, Woodrow Wilson, but United States of America was not a member in the League of Nations. Why? What was the reason behind that? Because this League of Nations, majority of the member countries were from European continent. That is from France, Italy, British, Spain, Portugal, like these countries, European countries are there. So there were many problems among these European countries. USA thought that if we be a member in this League of Nations, we needed to solve the problem of these countries. We have to interfere voluntarily in the affairs of these European countries. So it is better to stay away from this League of Nations and the problems of these member countries. So it is thought, USA thought that it is wise to be not a member of League of Nations, because if we be a member, then we have to involve ourselves in the European affairs. If we involve ourselves in the European affairs, then USA would be included into the problem of the European affairs. Then it has to caught in this affairs. So it is better to stay away from these affairs or European issues. So that's why USA was not a member in the League of Nations. That is the explanation for USA not a member. Okay. Third point. No army for League of Nations. No army or military support. It don't have any permanent army. It don't have any military like that. Okay. It don't have any army or it don't have any military support. That's why USA, that's why the League of Nations was a failed one. ஏதா ஒன்று மட்டும் enable பண்ணுங்கப்பா, full screen. Okay, so that's why it was not a it was a failed organization. Okay, okay. If it don't have army, whether it had any money or monetary support or financial support, no, League of Nations don't have any monetary support or financial support, so it was a failed organization. For example, to say in present United Nations organization, UNDP, United Nations Development Program, UNDP is doing lot of development work. See, yesterday they have announced a Nobel Peace Prize for the food organization, World Food Program. It is working under what? League of Nations. It is working under United Nations. So UN is having accessibility to provide food for the people who don't have food. It is having financial support to provide monetary support for the member countries in case if it needed. So that kind of facility in United Nations organization made United Nations organization a successful one. These things were not in League of Nations. That's why League of Nations was a failed one. So no financial support. No financial support. No financial support. It don't have any financial support. Understand? Okay. Okay. So then what is the reason for USA proposing for the creation of League of Nations, or if it is not willing to participate? Yes, that's what I told you. It want to bring peace around the world. It was only the idea of the President of United States of America. But the Senate of United States of America vetoed to be a member in the League of Nations. As a country, it thought it is not to become a member. But the president, and he gave his idea for the creation of the world collective security. That is the thing. So, sir, whether UN has army, no, UN have no any permanent army. UN is having only peacekeeping forces, that is from the member countries. Okay, no financial support. The next one. USSR, that is Russia. USSR was a very big country, but USSR was not allowed to be a member in League of Nations. Why? What is the reason for that? Because League of Nations, that is what we are going to see now, Russian Revolution. So Lenin came to power by means of a revolution without people's support. So in the initial stage, League of Nations not recognized Russia. So USSR was not a member. USSR was not a member. At initial stages. Okay. Sixth one. Next one. Defeated countries were not allowed to be member. Or membership in initial stages. Like Germany. Example Germany. So defeated countries were not defeated countries were not allowed to become a member. See, there is no scope for the member countries. See, all countries are equal. All countries are equal, but here they made a discrimination, like you are the winning country, you are a defeated country, you are not allowed to be a member. Like this kind of discrimination was there among the member countries. This in the initial stage for few years. After a few years, they allowed Germany to become a member, but it was not a full-fledged member. See, initially they were not allowed. That is hurted the sentiments of the German people, and later they allowed, but they were not full-heartedly they were present as a member in the League of Nations, and later they withdraw also. Okay, so so the League of Nations in the initial stage not allowed the member countries of the defeated countries. Okay, seventh point, mandate system. Mandate system. What is this mandate system? Okay, I will tell you. Who are the countries defeated in the World War? Germany was defeated. Ottoman was defeated. Austria was defeated. What they did, the colonies of Germany, colonies of Germany, and Ottoman, land or territories, or Austrian territories. Understand? The territories means land, you know it. So the colonies of Germany is defeated. What about the colonies of the Germany? One vast big empire, Ottoman Empire, is defeated. What about the vast land of the territories of the Ottoman Empire and the Austrian territories? So all these colonies, land territories of Austria, all these were brought under the League of Nations, under a system, and that system is called mandate system. Understand? Friends, are you understand? Friends, are you clear about mandate system? Friends, are you clear about mandate system? If anyone having any doubt in that. Yes, very good. Everyone is get cleared. Majority of the people got cleared. Once again, even though everyone is get cleared because of this one, I will explain once again. I will explain once again. Mandate system. That is, Germany, Ottoman, Austria were defeated. The colonies of Germany, the land or territories of the Ottoman, the Austrian territories were directly administered by League of Nations under a system of League of Nations, that is called mandate system. Why this mandate system is failed for the League of Nations? On what promise these countries came for the World War? Colony, and the issue of colonies is responsible for the World War. So why they came for the World War was colonies were the main reason for one of the main reason for the World War. British have so much of colony, France have so much of colony, Germany is fighting for taking the rest of the places in the world. So the race for colonies was one of the reasons for the World War. So when they thought at Paris Peace Conference, no more colonies hereafter. The colonization is ended. But what about the existing colony like India, like Sri Lanka? What about the existing colonies like Indonesia, all these things? No, we don't need to change those existing colony. Hereafter, no fresh colonies. See what they do here. They told that no more fresh colonies. But what they are doing here, see here, the colonies of the defeated countries was directly put under the League of Nations. Who were the members of the League of Nations? The countries which won the World War I. Then who is going to administrate those places? The countries which won the World War I. Who are the countries won the World War I? Once again, British, France. USA was not a member. See here, once again, British and France is only going to get the more number of land and more number of territories in the name of League of Nations. See, understand. Colonization ended, but colonization is in a different way under the League of Nations. That is what we call the mandate system. They promised that we are going to end colonization, but what they did it here? Mandate system. They created mandate system. That's why League of Nations was a failed organization. It is promoting colonization in an indirect way. That is my point. That is my point. Promoting colonization in a indirect way. Indirect way by means of mandate system. Okay. So that is why. So the subclause of 7th.1. The subclause of the 7th point. 7th.1. Promoting colonization in indirect way by means of mandate system. That is why the League of Nations was a failed organization. That is why the League of Nations was a failed organization. That's why it was failed. Okay. And we have to go up. That is the end of, that is all the failure of the League of Nations. Can we say League of Nations was a complete failure organization? No. We cannot bluntly say League of Nations was a complete failure organization. Of course, it was failed in the primary objective of World War II preventing. It was failed to prevent World War II. That's a prime objective of League of Nations. That failed in primary objective, but success in the secondary objective. What was the secondary objective of League of Nations? Socio-economic development of the world. Socio-economic development of the world. Socio-economic development of the world from 1919 till Second World War of 1939. So 20 years, the socio-economic development of the world was because of League of Nations. One. Second, by creating International Labour Organization, ILO, the rights of laborers were preserved. The rights of laborers were preserved. Like 8 hours working day, 7 days work, 6 days working, 1 day holiday for the worker, off duty, lunch hours, and break system, half an hour break in between the work, clear-cut wages, permanent wages. Like this, by creating International Labour Organization, the rights of the laborers were preserved. It was very success in preserving the rights of the laborers around the world. Okay. Third one. It completely abolished the slavery through the Slavery Commission. Slavery Commission abolished the Slavery. Slavery Commission have completely abolished the slavery. So it takes trade. It take the effort to ending the slavery. Of course, slavery was ended here and there. In some places, slavery was still there in African continent. That it ended that complete system of slavery. So slavery was completely abolished after the First World War because of the effort taken by League of Nations. Clear? Okay, copy down. I am moving to the next slide. Okay, I move to the next slide. Here I write fourth one. International Health Organization. International Health Organization. What this International Health Organization did it, and what this International Health Organization did it, you know that when the Second World War was going to the near end of 1918, there was a pandemic in the world that was called Spanish flu. Many people were died because of this Spanish flu. And after the end of the First World War, by creating this International Health Organization, this International Health Organization controlled the Spanish flu, malarial fever, yellow fever, typhoid, like these things. So effort in arresting diseases like leprosy, malaria, not a disease, fever, yellow fever, and Spanish flu. You know why it is called a Spanish flu? Anyone there? If anyone know it, friends, anyone know it, why it is called a Spanish flu? Did I mention about it? Friends, did I mention anything about Spanish flu? Did I mention anything about Spanish flu? Why it got the name Spanish? I have not mentioned anything. Did I mention? No. Oh, no. Okay. This Spanish flu, what is mean by this flu? You know, it is a very Spain officially recognized the virus. Oh my God, Mano, that is not a thing. You are wrongly saying that. Never, no country is recognizing a virus. You are saying that a country is officially recognizing a virus. You are wrongly interpreting, Mano. Okay, but I think so. You occurred first at Spain. No, Harini, that is also not correct. It is not first occurred at Spain. I will tell you the thing. Mano is half correct and half interpretation is wrong. Mano. But I will tell you what is the reason. It was first originated in United States of America. Through the United States of American soldier, it was spread to the Allied member country soldiers. So Allied member countries soldiers got infected from the American soldiers. Once these soldiers went back to their countries and mixed with the civilian population, the civilian population also got affected because of this one. Flu is nothing but common cold like that. Same thing, whatever the thing we are coming across today, that is because of the pandemic of COVID-19. The same thing was there. The common cold, fever, congestion there in the chest, and the entire chest is congested. The entire chest is infected with the cold, and that leads to pneumonia, and there would be the death. So what is the common thing was, we have to maintain the social distance, washing off the hand from this to escape from this virus. If anyone if anyone want to coming out of the house to the street, they have to wear the mask. Everything was there. Whatever the thing we are practicing today was practiced in 1919, the same thing. And why it got the name Spanish flu, that is a peculiar thing. Every country during the World War I have a press restriction because of war time. They never allowed press to release any kind of messages to the public, not to create any panic in the public. But Spain was the only country which was very liberal at war. Spain was the only country which was a neutral country at war. It was not fought in the war, Spain. It was neutral country in the war, and there was no any press restriction. Press freedom was there in Spain. It liberally published about the details of the disease. What is the virus, how it spread, and what is the count of death of this Spanish flu in Spain, and because of this, how the other countries are affecting because of this one. It liberally published about the details of the Spanish flu. So that's why it was called. That's why it earned the name as a Spanish flu. Okay, Spanish did it positively, but internationally it was for the negative thing, that is Spanish flu. Everyone understand that, everyone believed that that disease was because the Spanish flu was because originating in Spain. That is wrong. That is wrong only. Okay, so that is the background. So all these were controlled by International Health Organization. Okay, next one, fifth one. International intellectual cooperation. This is like our UNESCO. Now UNESCO we are having under United Nations Organization. Under League of Nations it was called as International Organization of Intellectual Cooperation. So it created space for the intellectual debate among the member countries to have an intellectual society. So it positively did there in the society, intellectuality. Okay, so the League of Nations was not a complete failed organization. It had some success also, like these things. Okay, so ultimately it cannot be able to prevent the World War II. That's why it was considered to be as a failed organization. Clear? So that is about the League of Nations. Clear? League of Nations structure, League of Nations function, League of Nations organization. Our analysis whether League of Nations is a success or failure. That's the question that is asking there in the UPSC. Okay, so we finish it off. We finished off the League of Nations. Anyone have any doubt of League of Nations? Anyone? We are moving to the new topic in the same consequences, Russian Revolution. We are moving to the new topic, Russian Revolution. Can we go? Sir, if it is successful in socio-economic development, then how economic depression happened? So economic depression was, I will tell you that connected, while we coming to the next topic, we can able to understand it. See today half of the world is still in poverty. Many people in Africa was dying because of poverty without any food. But what is the effort taking by United Nations Organization? It is taking its effort to prevent poverty. It is taking effort to prevent the people dying of poverty by throwing the food program. So that is happened there. But what is the action of this United Nations? So it positively taking the action like that. Even though global economic depression was because of some other reason, the socio-economic development of the world somewhat positively between the World War was because of the League of Nations. That is what I tell you. Sir, once again please explain fifth point in success. Intellectual cooperation. What is the role of UNESCO? Economic and social cooperation. That is, intellectuality means creating the intellectual space. Intellectual means merging of ideas. Member countries need to share their ideas, intellectual ideas. That is the thing. Sir, what were the objectives of the League of Nations? The League of Nations objective is trade, opportunity and development of the world nations, opportunity and development for the member nations, to prevent the war, like these things. Objective is not much important here. Can we move to the next one? Yes, the Russian Revolution. The Russian Revolution. (1917). Causes of Russian Revolution. Causes. Political cause, social cause, economic cause, immediate cause. Emergence of political parties. Course of revolution. Okay, Russian Revolution, this is what the topic we are going to see. Copy down. Okay, Russian Revolution. So, we are going to see Russian Revolution under the topic causes of Russian Revolution. Political cause, social cause, economic cause, and the immediate cause. Okay, emergence of political parties at Russia. How the political parties were emerged. Okay, once the revolution started, the course of the revolution, the course of the Russian Revolution. Okay, the course of the Russian Revolution we are going to see. So, under the three classification, we are going to discuss the Russian Revolution. Okay, first we see what is a political cause. Political cause. Political cause. Okay, I want to tell you one background of the Russian Revolution. The king of Russia was called by a title or called by the name that is called Tsar. Tsar. Or Z-A-R. Mostly this would be the spelling in most of the textbook you come across. T-S-A-R. Tsar. It is a title. It is a title of Russian king. Russian king or Russian emperor. Russian emperor. Russian emperor. Tsar. Who was the Tsar of Russia during the time of Russian Revolution? Tsar Nicholas. Tsar Nicholas II. The name of his wife was Alexandria. Alexandria. Okay, Alexandria, his wife. Understand? Okay, okay. Now this is the fact. Tsar is the title of a Russian emperor. He is called by the name that is a Tsar. And his name, the contemporary Tsar of Russian Revolution period was Tsar Nicholas II, and his wife's name was Alexandria. Okay. What is the political cause of the Russian Revolution? The political cause of Russian Revolution was the Tsar government was autocratic in nature. Autocratic in nature. What is mean by this autocratic? What is mean by this autocratic? Autocratic means absolute power, or we can say no consultation with people, no consultation with people. Okay, no consultation with the people. Autocratic means ruling or taking decision by oneself. See, today what we are doing here, our Prime Minister is not taking decision himself. He is consulting with the Council of Ministers. He is consulting with the Cabinet Minister. So, the Council of Ministers and Cabinet Ministers is consulting and giving the decision to the Prime Minister. And the Prime Minister is telling his opinion to the President. So, everywhere there is a consultative body. There is a consultative organ to say the consultation or to give the decision to the Prime Minister, President, Chief Minister or Governor, whoever it may be. They are not taking decision by themselves. So here the Tsar government is autocratic in nature. Autocratic means decision taken by oneself without consulting to the people. That is what we call absolute power, absolutism. That is what we call it as a absolute power. See, the Tsar had unlimited power in his hand. He can take decisions by himself. He not necessary to consult anyone. Not necessary to consult with anyone, because his government was an absolute government, autocratic in nature. First point. When a country is ruled by a man, he need to. Is autocratic an exact opposite of democratic? Yes, very good, exactly. Opposite to democratic. Democratic, people wish, people's consultations are there, but in autocratic, no people's wish, no people's decision was there. Okay, clear. Next one. The first point is autocratic in nature. The second point, Tsar Nicholas the second was inefficient. He was not an efficient man. Sir, is autocratic and dictatorship same? Autocratic and dictatorship are different. I will discuss this autocratic and dictator while coming across Hitler in World War I, not now. Okay, so Tsar Nicholas II, he was inefficient. He was not an efficient man. He was not. See, if a man has to take by decision himself and he has to run an empire like Russia, he need to be a very strong man. He need to have a very strong willpower. He need to have a very strong decision making. But Tsar Nicholas II was not such efficient. He was inefficient. Okay. Third point. What happened because of this one? Tsar, the Nicholas II inefficiency. Because of this Tsar inefficiency, his wife Alexandria interfered in the government affairs. Okay. Alexandria interfered in government affairs. How? How? According to her. According to her wishes. According to her wishes. To her wishes. If she liked anyone, then they would become minister or they would get any important post. If she disliked anyone or she not liked anyone, they would be dismissed out of the service. They would be suspended out of the government service. Like that, according to her whims and wishes, the personalities were appointed in the government service, not by means of merit. Understand? Not by means of merit. Not by means of not by means of any merit. Understand? It is not by means of merit. It was by means of the loyalty to the royal government and wishes according to the Alexandria and the Tsar Nicholas I. Okay, I think so. It seems to be like the French Revolution. Yes, same thing. Everywhere revolution was because of this kind of qualities only, this kind of quantitative and qualities of the people. Okay, same thing was also here. There Louis XVI and Mary Antonia, and here it is Nicholas and Alexandria. That's all. The only personality name changes, but the features are same. The problem and the features are the same thing. Okay, political Alexandria. Copy down. I will move to the next slide. Okay. Fourth point. Political. What happened in Russia in 1905? In 1905, Russia went for war with Japan. That is called Russo-Japanese War. Russo-Japanese War. That is Russian-Japan War of 1905. What happened in this war? In this war, Russia was defeated. Japan won the war. It was a great shock for the Russian people. Till 1905, they thought they were the strongest nation. They belonged to a very strong empire. The Tsar was ruling in a very efficient way. The Tsar was ruling in a very strongest way. They believed that. They thought that Japan is a very tiny country. They can able to defeat Japan in a matter of time. See, these Japanese are small people. These Japanese land are very smallest island. It is not at all a matter for the Russians, they thought. But the result of the war was dramatic. They never expected such a thing. Russia was defeated. What was realized by the Russian people was, oh my God, the Tsar Nicholas was not the strongest man. He have not reformed any army at all. Our army is the weakest army. They realized that Russian army is the weakest army. Our Russian Tsar king is the weakest man. He is not an efficient one. They realized all these things. What the people demanded in 1905, enough, Tsar, the rule of you is enough. Now you leave the Tsar, you leave the Tsardom, you step down from the Tsar. We don't want empire hereafter. We don't want emperor hereafter. We are ruling by ourselves. We want people government. See, the defeat of the Russians in the hands of the Japanese have created a sense of revolution. Understand? A sense of revolution in Russia. People are demanding for reform. People are demanding for Tsar to step down. And now the people are asking, we want people's government. Our people voices to be heard. See, whatever we are thinking, that is to be heard. Where is the platform for we people to say? Now the Russians are realized that if we don't allow the people, definitely there would be a possible of big revolution in Russia. So we need to introduce at least some reform for the people, at least. And in 1905, In 1905, it was happened, and in 1907, what he did was he introduced a Russian parliament. First time, parliament for Russia, Russian parliament. Parliament. What was the Russian parliament name? That is Duma. Duma. The name of the Russian parliament was Duma, Russian parliament. In 1907, he created the, oh sorry, you write it as 1906. 1906. In 1906, he allowed for the parliament in Russia, that was the Duma. That was the Russian parliament, Duma. But what happened to this Russian parliament? This Russian parliament, Duma, itself became very, very weak after its establishment. After its establishment. Weak. Very, very weak after its establishment. So political cause, all these were the political causes. All these were the political causes. 4 political causes. What were the social causes? Next we are moving to the social cause. Social cause. Social cause. The first reason for the social cause, common man was neglected. Common man was neglected. Why? Why common man was neglected? Russian society was divided into 2 divisions. Russian society was divided into 2. One was Russian nobility. Russian nobility class, and the another one was others. Here in the Russian society, this nobility class was most powerful and privileged class. Privileged class. And this others, who were the others? Peasants, merchants, workers, and these were the unprivileged. Unprivileged class. So the common man was neglected in the Russian society because the Russian nobility was most powerful and the privileged class. Everything is for these people only. The land was also with these people only. And the others were unprivileged. Duma had people czar members in it. Manju, no, Manju, I will explain. Wait. We have not come across the emergence of political parties. I integrate the emergence of political parties with this Duma in the last point. In the last points, once I discuss with the emergence of political parties, you wait, Manju. You wait there. Okay, so socially, Russian society was suppressed. Understand? Russian society was suppressed by the nobility class because the nobility class was most powerful and the privileged class, and the common man was completely unprivileged, and his voice was not exposed at all. That is the thing. The first point, social. The social cause of the Russian Revolution, first point. The second point, social class. The people, majority of the people were poverty and misery. Why? Why majority of the people were in poverty and misery? Why the majority of people in Russia was in poverty and misery? I will tell you the point for this one. I think you come across that in the map reading class. What is the climatic zone of Russia? What is the climatic zone of Russia? Friends, what is the climatic zone of Russia? Cold, Siberian cold, climatic zone, Arctic zone, Siberian. Okay. Tundra region. It is a Siberian climatic zone. Sub-zero, Siberian. Yes. Half of Russia is covered with snow. And land is frozen. Half of Russia is covered with snow. So the land was frozen and the water was frozen. And so there was no any possibility of doing agriculture. So if they want to do any agriculture, they have to come down below, very nearer to China or very nearer to the Eastern European countries. So agricultural production was very less in China, very less in the case of Russia. So that's why, because of this, the people have poverty and misery because of this one. Poverty and misery. I will discuss this point later in the economic also. Okay. So that is the thing. So why poverty and misery means agriculture production less. Production less. Okay. Another point. Third point. Growing population or population growth. Growing population. That was population growth. How we are going to connect this population growth? See here, you connect this with the agriculture production. Demand and supply. What is this demand and supply? Mismatch. What is the mismatch in the demand and supply? Demand, food grains. Because of the increasing population, food grains demand was also always high, but supply was very less. That is why poverty and misery was there. Understand? Because of the growing population, the food grains demand was always very high because of the growing population. And the supply was very less. Understand? Friends, understand at this point. This concept understand at? Friends, are you understand with this point? Have you understand with this point? Clear? Yes, very good. Yes, clear. Okay. Next one, the last point. Even though the population was very high and they were in poverty, half of the population is addicted to the intoxicant drink of vodka. That is addiction to the drink of vodka. That was intoxicant drink, that was the vodka. Like Chinese people were addicted to opium. Like that you can take it. How these Chinese people were addicted to opium? We saw that in the imperialism and colonization. So addiction to the drink of vodka. Okay. So that is about the social cause. Now we are moving to economic cause. I will give 25 seconds to copy it. Sir, it is not toxic, sir. Yes, it is toxic only. That is why that is a toxic drink only. Intoxicant drink. Yes, it is a toxic drink only. Now we are moving to the next one. Economic cause. Economic cause. What is the economic cause of the Russian Revolution? First point, agrarian. Okay. I will tell you. Wait. Russia was a agrarian country. Agrarian country. Okay. Because of this agrarian country, they produce agriculture. They practice agriculture. They produce agricultural products. Okay. But these agricultural products are produced in a very, very outdated method. Outdated method. That is the primitive way. This point is comparing with the Western countries. Western countries of British. Western countries of United States of America, France, etc. See, they are using the production by means of they are using the production by means of machines, mechanization. They are applying machines for the agricultural production. But here in Russia, they are doing it in a very outdated methodology, that is the primitive way. Still same agrarian practice. Because of this, what happened? Because of this outdated methodology, less agri production. Because of this, less agri production and not sufficient. It was not sufficient for growing population. It was not sufficient for the growing population. So it was not able to feed the population. Mismatch in demand and supply. Same point here. So Russia was an agrarian country. They practiced agriculture in a very, very primitive way or outdated methodology, traditional way, and they cannot able to produce so much of food grains for the growing population. So because of this only, it reflected there in the social sector as poverty and misery. Okay. So first point, this is the one. Next point, economic. The economic next point. Industries was emerging in Russia. It is in the initial phase of industrial revolution. Russia was at initial phase. The initial phase of freeze or industrial revolution. So the industries are slowly emerging. Because of this, what happened? Because of this initial phase, there was exploitation. What exploitation? Exploitation of workers, exploitation of resources. Exploitation of workers and exploitation of resources. Why there was exploitation? Because these industries were owned by foreigners by means of foreign investment. Foreigners by means of foreign investment, they never cared about the health of the Russian people. They only wanted to earn money, profit motivation. So, because of the profit motive, getting quick bucks, getting the quick money, they want to earn money, that's all. They never cared about the health of the Russian people. They never cared about the health of the Russian workers. They never cared about the resources of the Russia. They keep on exploiting the workers and the resources. So the workers were fed up. Why? The workers were fed up because of this one. How long I can work? Even if I work for, even if I get good money, or even if I get good wages for this work, I can do that. But my wages is very, very minimum. I work 12 hours, 13 hours, but my wages is very, very small. So who has to remove all this problem? Tsar. The Tsar. That is why it reflected over the Tsar. The workers thought that the Tsar had to take action. The emperor has to take the action. Tsar Nicholas has to take the action. But he was simply not taking any action. The anger of the workers reflected over the Tsar. That is why the anger of the workers was reflected over the Tsar. So, Industrial Revolution, it was in the initial phase. Because of this, there was huge exploitation, resources and workers. And these industries were owned by whom? Foreigners. They never cared. They never cared about it. Okay. Russian economic cause. Third point, economic cause. Third point, the economic cause. The Russian nobles. Okay. Land. The land was the another majority of source of income. Land, majority of source of income. Majority of source of income. Source of income. But this land was owned by whom? This land was owned by the Russian nobles. Russian nobles. The land was a majority of source of income to the government. Okay. But this land was owned by whom? Russian nobles. What they did? They extracted. They have exploited the peasants in the field. They exploited the peasants in the field. Land was owned by them. They asked the peasants to work. The nobles never do anything. The peasant do all kind of work. The production, everything was them. But what they did, ultimately the peasant won't get anything. Everything is for the nobles only. Everything was for the nobles only. Land was also owned by them. Simply the peasants doing the job in the land. Simply the peasants were doing the job in the work, and what ultimately they get was, ultimately they won't get anything. But majority of the population in Russia were the peasants only. So economic cause, peasant, the peasant exploitation, exploited the peasants by the Russian nobles who had lot of land. Okay, this was the condition. What was the condition? Tsar Nicholas was ruling and he was inefficient, and Russia was defeated in the Russo-Japanese war, and a lot of Russian people were in poverty and misery because there was mismatch in the agricultural production and supply because of the growing population, and Russian workers were exploited by the foreign industrial workers, industrial owners. All this problem to be solved by the Tsar only, but he was not taking care of any of things, because that's why he was considered to be as inefficient. The entire workers, the entire peasant, angry was over Tsar because of all these things. This was the condition. On this occasion, the people wanted to have a platform for themselves. See, the Tsar is not taking care of anything. We need to take care by ourselves. Our government need to come. We have to rule. So what is needed for us? Organization. Political organization we need. So the workers and peasants started to form a political organization in Russia that leads to the emergence of political parties. Now we are moving to emergence of political parties. What was the emergence of political parties? In 1895, Russian Socialist Democratic Labor Party was started. RSDLP, Russian Socialist Democratic Party was started. It was for the peasants and workers. Okay. Harini, wait. Immediate cause. Wait. Don't get hurry. I will tell you immediate cause. Not now. I don't forget immediate cause. Immediate cause is there. Wait. So, Russian Socialist Democratic Labor Party was started. All peasants and workers was in this party only. And this party have gathered membership slowly. And huge membership was there. But suddenly in 1905, there was a break in this party. The party was broke down into two groups. One was called Mensheviks. And another group was Bolsheviks. If we understand from our modern India perspective, these Mensheviks were like our moderates. And these Bolsheviks were the extremists. They were the Republicans. They were like a Republicans. Sir, who gave permission for the party to be created? Since the government was autocratic, how did Tsar allow this to happen? Wait. I will tell you. Wait. Where these political parties, all these parties are legal, it is for the membership of the parties. Wait, I will tell you. Mensheviks and Bolsheviks. And in this 1895, when Russian Socialist Democratic Party was started, it was like a secret society organization. It was like a secret society. Underground it was working. Because legally they cannot start it. If they legally start it, the Tsar found it is dangerous for the existence of a political party. So this party was slowly working in the underground organization. Like in modern India, HSRA, Hindustan Socialist Republic Army, like that. Revolutionary parties like that. So all these were the revolutionaries. Not all were revolutionaries. These were the secret like societies that it was emerging. Slowly, they were gathering membership for the parties. Among the party only, there was a divide within themselves in 1905, that is Mensheviks and Bolsheviks. Why there was a division? Okay, why there was a division? 1905, Russia defeated in the war. Russia, Japan, Russo-Japanese war was defeated. Now these Bolsheviks people thought that this Tsar government need to be ended. We want republic. Their demand objective was ending Tsardom. Ending Tsardom, establishing republic. Establishing republic, that is people's government. But this Menshevik wanted constitutional monarchy, like British. Constitutional monarchy. They want Tsar to be continued, but with lesser power. They want Tsar to be continued with a lesser power, with reduced power. Absolute power should be reduced. People should have power. At the same time, Tsar also should have power. So both of them should go with hand in hand. That is what they wanted. But Bolsheviks not agreed themselves. So that's why they divided and formed a separate party that is called Bolsheviks and the Mensheviks. Now what happened? 1905, Russia was defeated in the Russo-Japanese war. Bolsheviks are openly opposing for the Tsar. They came down to the street openly because they know the Tsar is the weakest one. This government is the weakest one. So they openly came down to the street and opposing for the Tsar. And what the Tsar on this occasion thought that now only that is what he thought, that this is the time we have to give some reform, not full reform. We have to give some reform. And he saw the situation. Oh my God, this Mensheviks is accepting for constitutional monarchy. So they are accepting the Tsar. And these Bolsheviks is not accepting the Tsar. No Tsar. So what the Tsar did it was, okay, these Mensheviks are good and these Bolsheviks are bad. What he did it was, on this occasion only he introduced the political party. He introduced, on this occasion only the Tsar introduced the Russian Parliament Duma. And now he announced for election, first time. Election. Now in Russia we are going to announce election. Who is going to vote in this election? Once again, money people. The people who have lot of money. The aristocrat people, never common man. And they have announced the election. They were also elected. Whom were elected? Majority of the people elected were the Mensheviks. Bolsheviks were very less in number. And in the 1907 election, Mensheviks were majority elected. And these Bolsheviks were very minor in number. Very minor in number. And the leader for this Mensheviks, I write the leader here. The leader for the Mensheviks were Kerensky. I write the leader for the Mensheviks here. Kerensky, leader. The leader for the Bolsheviks was Lenin. I write the name of the leader in white color. Common people can also elect. No, how that was possible? Always in election before First World War, after First World War, the voting rights is only for the wealthy people. Wealthy people only can vote. Wealthy people can only vote. Wealthy people can only be elected. See, in modern India, you know that. Who were the yearly members in modern India? Tell me, people. Tell me, friends. Friends, tell me. In modern India, Who were the MPs there in the legislative councils? Educated, wealthy people. Yes, very good. Educated, wealthy people. Friends, tell me, who were the people, who were the elected peoples in modern India? Dadabhai Nauroji. Who was that Dadabhai Nauroji? He belonged to what? He belonged to Parsi community, a wealthy community, and he was belonged to a very great business family, Dadabhai Nauroji. And Lala Lajpat Rai, the educated man, Gokhale, he was also educated man and wealthy man, barrister. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, his father Motilal Nehru, all these people were the lawyers, professionals, wealthy people. Same like also here. Understand? Same like also here. So the Mensheviks wanted the constitutional monarchy, the Tsar to be existed. Opposite to them was the Bolsheviks don't need a Tsar. They wanted to end the Tsardom. And in the 1907 election, when he introduced the Russian Parliament of Duma, where election was announced, majority elected were the Mensheviks because they were moderates. They were moderates. And the leader was Kerensky. And the Bolsheviks were very less in number. And the leader was Lenin. What happened after this one? What happened after this one? The Tsar once find that he got the support of the constitutional monarch. He got the support of the Mensheviks. Who? The Tsar. The Tsar have the support of the Mensheviks because they were like-minded with the Tsar. And what Tsar immediately did it was, Mensheviks and Tsar have a very indirect relation. Okay. (1907) till 1914 of First World War, Tsar and Mensheviks were cooperated indirectly. Indirect cooperation. See, these Mensheviks were not danger to the Tsar, and the Tsar thought the Mensheviks also not a danger. So both of them were in a mutual understanding. That's why they had an indirect cooperation, and between this period, Bolsheviks were suppressed. The Bolsheviks were suppressed, and the party was okay. Bolsheviks were suppressed. That's all. The Bolsheviks are completely suppressed. Okay. So one small doubt. Who were these people represent RSLDP? Are they nobles who oppose the Tsar or common people? If common people were those people, who were these people represent RSD? RSDLP was a Russian Socialist Democratic Party. Membership was workers and laborers. Very common man was there. And are they nobles who oppose the Tsar or common people? No. RSDLP was Mensheviks, Bolsheviks, all these people were. RSLDP was for the common people, and common people only there as a member. But representation was wealthy people among this group. Wealthy, think it of like that. Our MP, MLA, not a common people are having elected to the MLA or MP. But only people who are having some kind of money, who are contesting in the election, they were conducting in the election. Nowadays, example I am saying. Nowadays, okay. So from 1907 to 1919, the Tsar and the Mensheviks were in dual cooperation, that is indirect mutual relation, and the Bolsheviks were completely suppressed. We can have a small break, and we shift to immediate cause after this. Now it is 3:35. We start by 3:40. Okay, have a 5 minutes break. Yes, coming back to the session. Sorry. So apart from nobles, there were other wealthy people in Russia who supported RSDP, common people. Hence, the party was formed, and these wealthy people are chosen as a president. Among them were the two division Menshevik. Is my understanding correct, sir? Yes. Yes, 53577. Yes, your interpretation is correct. In case if you are still having the doubt, you can interact with me during the doubt clarification session. Okay, you can interact at the end of the session. You can clarify your doubt. So far, your interpretation is correct. Your understanding is correct. Okay. So what happened after this? So after the Tsar is facing such a kind of problem, that is, poverty was there, workers are being exploited, and he himself was inefficient, and the Russian nobility is exploiting the peasant people. And another problem for the Tsar was this emerging Bolshevik. Day by day, the Bolsheviks are creating a huge problem. And the Mensheviks, even though Mensheviks is working, Mensheviks is indirectly supporting the Tsar, the Mensheviks were also considered to be as a threat for the Tsar at one day. So, the Tsar wanted to find escape out of all these problems. On this occasion only, in 1914, World War I started. In World War I started in 1914. That is 1914. The World War I was started. 1914. The Russian, at Sarajevo, the Austrian Archduke Ferdinand Franz was assassinated. Austria declared war over Serbia, and immediate support was given to Serbia by Russia. And 1914, Russia entered into the World War I. So what happened because of this one? What are the efforts taken by the Russian Tsar to the war one? So he sent the army. He sent the Russian army. Okay. He sent the Russian army to the war. He sent the Russian army to the war and collected the food grains. They collected the food grains for army. Collected the food grains for the army. Factories. The factories were worked. The factories were worked day and night. Day and night. This is day. This is day and night. And exploited the workers. Exploited the workers. Because of this, what happened? What was the reaction of this? See here. Collected the food grains for the army. Already the people were in poverty and misery. See here. Because of this, there was a huge demand. Huge demand for food materials. People cannot be able to get the food materials because of this one. The workers were tired because of this one. Not only that. Russia was losing the soldiers at war front. All these are pressing Russia day by day. That is 1914, 1915, 1916. 1 year, 2 years, third year. War started in 1914. Russia was in the third year of the World War I, and there was a huge demand for the food supply. people cannot able to get bread, people cannot able to get wheat, people cannot able to get other food materials, common people cannot able to get it, and the workers were not able to get their proper wages, and they were being exploited. At the same time, the Russia was badly performing in the war. The Russian soldiers are dying at the war front. Russian soldiers were dying at the war front. All these was harnessing the people of Russia. They were in a pathetic situation. Not only that, there was another rumor in Russia. Rumor. What was the rumor in Russia in 1917? Alexandria, the queen belongs to Germany, belongs to her home country is, she belongs to Germany. Now there was a rumor in Russia is at war with Germany, and this Alexandria is cooperating with Germany, and that's why Russia was defeating in the war. This kind of rumor was spreading among the people. Now the people lost their loyalty. Lost their loyalty to royal family. Lost their loyalty to the royal family. So same Nicholas II was the Tsar till the time of the First World War. Yes, same Tsar was there. Yes, Vishnu. Yes, Vinisha. Tsar too was the same Tsar. See, Alexandria was belonged to Germany, and they thought that Russia is at war with Germany, and now the Russian soldiers are dying at the war front. Because of this, Alexandria is not performing very well. Because the Alexandria is related to Germany, and that's why she asked the Tsar Nicholas, asked the army not to perform very well, and they started to doubt the entire royal family. Oh my God, this royal family is not loyal to the Russian people or to the Russia. They were only loyal to Germany. This kind of rumor was started. Now the rumor was busted in 1917 in the form of a revolution. All these points, that is food grains, exploitation of workers, and losing of soldiers in the Russian war front, the rumor, all these were considered to be as a immediate cause of Russian Revolution. Take down. All these were considered to be as a immediate cause for the Russian Revolution. Okay, now moving. 1917. That is called 1917 revolution. We called this revolution. Now the course of revolution. Now we are moving to the course of revolution. Course of revolution. 1917 revolution, and this we called it as a February Revolution. February Revolution. February Revolution 1917. 1970 and February Revolution. People from all walks of life, invariably women, workers, peasant, trader, merchant, from all class of people came down to the street and they protested against the Tsar. Step down. We don't want a Tsardom, ending the Stardom. We want people's government. Now, the February Revolution was people from all walks of life, all walks of life protested. And what happened because of this one? And at last the Tsar accepted to step down. Because of this, what happened? Ending the Tsardom. So in Russia, Tsar government was ended, and that was the end of the Tsardom. Immediately what was happened? They need a government to form. Definitely they want a government. So they formed a provincial government. Why they formed a provincial government? Why this is a provincial government? This is like interim government. Interim. Why? Because they are at war. They cannot conduct any election. By this time. So they form an interim government in the name called provincial government. Who was forming the government in the provincial government? Who was majoritarily elected in the previous election? Of course, Mensheviks. And the Mensheviks formed the provincial government, and Kerensky became the president. One more thing I forgot to say here. The February Revolution. What is the demand of the people in the February Revolution? Land, bread, and peace. Land, bread, and peace. That was a demand of the people in the February Revolution. That was land, bread, and peace. That was a demand of the people in the February Revolution. They want land. All people want land. All people want bread, and they want peace. They want Russia to withdraw from World War. They wanted to withdraw Russia from the World War I. This misery is because of World War. This death of soldiers was because of this World War. And this exploitation was because of this World War. So Russia should withdraw from World War. They wanted. And they expected the same thing from the Mensheviks. And now, what happened to the Tsar? The Tsar was stepped down, and they were put in a separate palace. They never harm anything to the Russian Tsar family. They are living in a separate palace. He was not a Tsar, that's all. But the Mensheviks formed the government, and they formed Kerensky formed the president, and Russia became republic. So Russia became republic. Kerensky became the president. And the Mensheviks formed the government, provincial government. Okay, understand, the Tsar was still there. No harm to him. And now, what the people are expecting? People are expecting Kerensky to withdraw Russia from the World War I. But what he did the same mistake. What was the mistake done by the Tsar? And what he did, he continued Russia in the World War. The people are disappointed. Then their objective was not fulfilled. They don't get land, and they're not able to get bread. They're not able to get peace at all, because Russia is still at war. As long as they are going to be in war, food prices is going to get increase. Demand for food is going to be there. And they are not going to get the land as far as war is continued. No change at all. So, after this February Revolution, March, April, May, month continues, the people's condition was not changed at all. Their objective of making February Revolution was a questionable one. Now this opportunity was used by Lenin. Lenin was not in Russia. Earlier period itself, the Russian government sent Lenin out of Russia. He was sent out, and now he is coming back to Russia. By understanding the situation, this people of Russia is disappointed with Mensheviks. So this is the time for the Bolsheviks to get power. So he came back to Russia, and now he toured Russia and went to talk to the people. And he talked to the people, and he slowly gathering men for the Bolshevik party. By this time, after February, the Bolshevik party members were increased in so much. The strength of the Bolshevik party was increased so much. Membership of the Bolshevik party was increased so much. And Lenin thought that this is the time to remove the Kerensky government. This is the time to remove the Kerensky government. What Lenin did it was in the month of 1917. In the year 1917, in the month of October, he conducted a revolution. That is by the Bolshevik party. The Bolshevik party conducted the October Revolution. What they did it was they removed the provincial. They removed the provincial government under Kerensky. That is Mensheviks. Under the Mensheviks, and formed the Bolshevik government, What Lenin did it was, his Bolshevik government withdraw Russia from World War I. So, in 1917, Russia withdraw from World War I. That is the end of the revolution. Tsar. Sir, Kerensky indirectly supported Tsar. How did people allow him to be as president? See, he was having only majority in the parliament, Duma. He was having only, I told you, no, that was the Duma where they have elected, and the Mensheviks were popularly elected. Mensheviks have only majority in the Russian parliament. That's why he was chosen to form the government. And see here, what Lenin did it. Lenin removed the provincial government and he formed the Bolshevik government and withdraw Russia from the World War I. How you see this one? What kind of action this is? Friends, tell me what kind of action this is by Lenin. Bolshevik party by Lenin. What kind of action is by Lenin? Friends, tell me what kind of action is this by Lenin? Friends, tell me what kind of action is this by Lenin? What kind of action? Fulfill the people's objective. No. Can we say Mensheviks means easily middle class who were overthrown by the Bolsheviks of workers? In Bolsheviks also middle class people was there. In Bolsheviks was also the middle class people was there. It is a mixed one. In Mensheviks also the workers was there. What kind of action? I am asking the work. I am asking the action, taking advantage of the downfall of the Mensheviks. No. This Mensheviks, this this provincial government was accepted international. This is accepted by, this is a legal government. This is legal. Understand? This provincial government is internationally accepted. Internationally accepted. It is legally elected. Legally elected by people. Legally elected by people. This Mensheviks. And what Lenin did it? Seize power. Exactly. 23291. 23291. That is exactly seize power. You say in some other word. That is another word for seizing power. Exactly. 23291. Your thinking is correct. Seizing power. What we called it as? What we called it as seizing the power. Seizing the power. What we called it as? 23291. Autocrat. No. No, Harini. No, that is not our overthrowing. Yes, you are correct. SIAKC. Arvind, what is mean? KC na enga? Okay. SIAKC. You are correct. Overthrowing, seizing power. You are all correct. I want exact word. Friends, I want that exact word. Okay, I will tell you. Don't worry. And this is by means of coup. Lenin came to power by means of coup. Lenin came to power by means of coup. Why he came? How he came to power by means of coup? This was the Kerensky's government, which was popularly elected by the people and which was majoritarily elected by the people, and it was international acceptance, and the Bolsheviks were very minor in number and he was very less in number. But after February Revolution of 1917, their membership increased, and Lenin, using the opportunity, and he seized the power, and that is what we called it as a coup. And he asked as a coup. See, understand. On which side Russia is in World War I? On which side Russia was in World War I? Friends, tell me, on which side Russia was in World War I? Friends, tell me, on which side Russia was in World War I? Yes, Allied powers. Russia was in the side of the Allied powers without consulting other Allied powers of British, without consulting the other Allied powers of France. See here, Lenin himself deliberately and without consulting with other Allied powers, he deliberately and withdraw Russia from the World War I. Don't you think that is a blunder? Earlier, Tsar Nicholas consulted and he formed alliance with the British, France and other countries in World War I. But Lenin has to consult with British and France and other countries of Allied power. I am not involving in the World War I. I am withdrawing from the World War I. He has to get consultation. But without consulting with other Allied powers, he withdraw Russia from the World War I of himself. That was going to create a problem that we see in the next unit. So, with the October Revolution is a Bolshevik revolution. February Revolution is a people's revolution. Understand? February Revolution is a people's revolution. October Revolution is a Bolshevik revolution. And with this, Russia withdraw from the World War I and Russian Revolution ended. Friends, we have done with the Russian Revolution. Clear? Can we move to the next chapter? Friends, we are moving to the next chapter. Can we move to the next chapter? Yes, thank you. The next chapter. The world between the wars. 1919 to 1939. before the Second World War. What happened to Duma afterwards? I am going to continue this in this chapter. Wait, we have discussed only Russian Revolution. What happened to Lenin? What happened to that Duma? And what are the changes? That I am going to discuss in this topic only. Wait. The world between the wars of 1919 to 1939. So, we are moving to discuss about United States of America, and we are going to discuss about Africa. We are going to discuss about Europe. We are going to discuss Europe, general condition of Europe and Germany, Italy, USSR. Here only we are going to discuss after Russian Revolution what happened here in Russia, and Asia. Asia, we are going to discuss West Asia, China, Southeast Asia, Japan. Okay, so we are going to discuss from west to east. West to east. So, and here we are going to focus on new developments. Here we are going to discuss what? New development. Focus on new developments. New developments after World War I. So, I am going to discuss United States of America first, Africa second. For my convenience, I am going to discuss USSR third, Asia fourth, and fifth, this Germany, Italy, and general condition. Understand? So, for my convenience, for our convenience, not my convenience, for our convenience, I am going to discuss the Germany, Italy, and general condition of Europe. After completing Asia, I am coming back here. Because if we see Germany and Italy, the next topic is World War II. So, that is easy to understand the World War II in a full stretch. Can we go? What happened in the United States of America after the World War I? Copy it down. Copy it. Okay. Yes. What happened in the United States of America after the World War I? Now we are seeing the topics United States of America. United States of America, what happened there? In United States of America, after the World War I, there were two incidents. One was racial discrimination. Racial discrimination. You know what is mean by this racial discrimination? Racial discrimination means that is whites and black. Whites and black people, racial discrimination. Whites people discriminating over the black people. So there was emergence of racial discrimination. Emergence of racial discrimination. Because of this, what happened? To overcome this racial discrimination, there was the emergence of black movements. Emergence of black movement. Black movements. Black movements. What was the objective of this black movements? To protect the rights of the black people. To protect the rights of black people. Okay. So racial discrimination was in USA 1919 to 1939. United States of America. Okay. So in USA there was racial discrimination between the white people and the black people. The white people are discriminating the black people. They are not allowing the black people to go for or accessing the public places like shop, like school, like colleges, like theaters, like dramas, like the buses in the road. Like this, lot of discrimination was there. So immediately after the First World War, there was some awareness among the black people against this racial discrimination. So because of that, there was an emergence of the black movement to protect the rights of the black people. So that was the emergence of the black movements is the first point. Okay. Next point. What happened in United States of America? Economically, after the World War I, there was economic boom. This economic boom leads to what? This economic boom leads to lot of production, mass production. This economic boom leads to the mass production. Okay. This economic boom leads to the mass production. This economic boom also leads to the emergence of that is banks loan to companies. Economic boom. Okay, you write it like this, then you can able to understand it. Wait friends. Expansion of business and bank loan to companies. And mass production. Okay, so now you can understand. So there was an economic boom in United States of America after the First World War. So many companies started to expand and many new companies were emerging, and now they got bank got loan from the the companies got loan from the bank, and on the other end the company started to produce lot of goods, mass production. This continued from 1919 to 1925. Clear? Many companies got loan from the bank and they increased their production Okay. What happened after 1919? What happened after 1925? 1925 to 1929. Slowly what happened? Because of this mass production, how they have to sell the product, mass production, selling, how they have to sell this product, selling local market, that is United States of America, and external market. External market is Europe, others. Europe and others. What happened here was, in the local market, United States of America, purchasing power. Okay, instead of that, I can use another word. You can able to understand it. Buying capacity. Buying capacity of people is very less. Buying capacity of the people is very less. External market was affected because of war. Affected by war. So because of this, 1925 to 1929, the mass production reduced. Friends, are you understand? Friends, have you understand it or not? Why purchasing power reduced? Yes, I will tell you. So the mass production between 1925 to 1929, mass production was decreased because the local market of United States of America, the buying capacity of the people was very less. Why buying capacity of the people was very less? Because the wages and the salary of the people of United States of America was very, very less. That is a reality. That is wages, salary, money circulation, all these are very less. And the external market, Europe, Asia, all are affected because of war. Slowly, what happened because of this was, in United States of America was towards crisis, towards the economic crisis. What happened? And because of this economic crisis, towards the economic crisis, the companies performed very bad. Because of that, the share prices of companies fallen. That is, in 1929, we call Wall Street crash. And now 1929, US economic crisis. But US economy is connected with world economy. How? US economy is connected with world economy. How? By means of trade, by means of dollar exchange. Now okay. So what happened because of this one? So US economy was connected with the world economy by means of trade and by means of dollar, that is the exchange rate, the rupee, the currency of dollar. So because of that, how the world economy is connected, and that is how we called it as a 1929-30, the great global, the great global economic depression. The great global economic depression. That is how we called it as a great global economic depression. The great global economic depression. What is that is why it is only connected, it is only US economic crisis. But how it reflected all over the world was, that is how. US economy connected with world economy by means of trade and by means of exchange dollar, and so every country were connected with the US economy either directly or indirectly. So that's how the US crisis were reflected over the entire world. That is what we called it as a that is why we called it as a great global economic depression. Okay, coming back. And the US economic crisis, US economic crisis was solved by whom? It was solved by the President Franklin D. Roosevelt, FDR, by introducing New Deal, a program, New Deal program. What is this New Deal? This New Deal is about recovery, relief, and reform. Recovery, relief, and reform. So US economic crisis was solved by Franklin D. Roosevelt, President, the President of USA. Franklin D. Roosevelt, FDR. He was called by FDR. He is called as FDR, and the program introduced by him was New Deal, and that was the the 3 R's. 3 R's of New Deal is recovery, relief, and reform. Sir, how US dollar became very powerful? See, after 1890 onwards, US dollar is connected with the world economy. Exchange rate with the United States of America was only because of dollar. United States of America merged the dollar with most of the country's economy. That is why the world trade is connected with the US dollar. That is how. But around 1920 managed to make it powerful, then the global economy got. See, US economic crisis is only local crisis. That it connected with the world crisis means because it have a global connectivity by means of trade, by means of dollar, how dollar exchange rate is connected. You come across that in economics. International exchange, external trade, when you come across the external trade topic, you can able to understand it. Okay. So now that is the 3 R's: relief, recovery, relief, and reform. Relief, recovery, and reform. What are the components? The components of New Deal. Workers program, Workers program. There is separate program for the workers. Environmental protection. Environmental protection. Labor's right or labor reform. Labor reform. Social security. Social security. Workers program, environmental protection, labor reform, social security, and then stock exchange. Stock exchange. Stock exchange regulation. So these were considered to be as a components of New Deal. Components of New Deal. Workers program. Through this workers program, name itself, the name itself will show you work program for the workers. That is, workers program means works. Work for the workers. Environmental protection. That is, hereafter we have to protect the environment. So it passed lot of Environmental Protection Act. Labor reform. To protecting the rights of the labor, many labor reform were introduced. Through the labor reform, they introduced the working hours, wages for the laborers, all those things. Social security. This is like pension, free medical aid for the workers and the common people, pension for the common people, like these things, the social security. Stock exchange regulation. The stock exchange regulation means till the economic crisis, the government would not interfere in the stock market. Now the government itself is interfering in the stock market and keep on regulating, like our IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority, Stock Exchange Regulatory Development Authority here in India, SEBI, Stock Exchange Development of India, SEBI. Stock Exchange Board of India, that is the stock exchange, that is SEBI. Like that, they have created many regulations for the stock exchange and recovered the economy and provided relief to the people and then restructured the economy. That is how US was slowly recovered from the economic crisis. So this is what happened in United States of America after the First World War. Clear? US is ended. Next one, Africa, but now we ended with the time. So we have completed the session of 4:30. So we end with this today. My session is over. You have another session after 5 o'clock. My session is ended today. And if you are having any doubt, you can clarify the doubt. I am going for the doubt clarification session.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Shivapriya.
Sir, can we say at the end of this New Deal, so USA was slowly adding some socialistic principles like interfering in the business
Yes.
through labor.
The New Deal is completely with the socialistic version only. It is like a socialistic policy only.
Okay, sir. So
even though United States of America is a capitalistic country, it have no other way to go. It has to introduce the socialistic pattern. So that's why the people would say during the period of 1929 to 1939, USA was like a socialistic country.
Okay, sir. And one more doubt, sir. The wages and salary of the US people was less, no, sir?
Very less, yes.
But why, sir? The prosperity was there.
It was a capitalistic country. The capitalistic exploited the workers of United States of America. US condition was not good till Second World War. They have very, very meager salary only. Usually in United States of America, there was a lot of strike also there.
Okay, sir. Even though the government had more money through selling of all these things, armaments during World War One, it didn't inject money to people.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, sir. And one more doubt, sir. So, what is the difference between primitive farming and organic farming, sir? During Russian
Primitive
Revolution, you were
farming.
telling about. Uh,
I'm not discussing about the organic farming. Primitive agriculture. Primitive agriculture. See, I compared with the Western countries. Western countries we use the machines in the farm activity for sowing, threshing, and for sapling, planting, and everything. We used machine, and they are also using the very modern way of farming activity, mixed cropping and other thing. But Russia was not practicing such a kind of thing. They practice in a very traditional farming. That is what I use. Organic farming I never use. But organic farming is using the manure from the plants. That is the thing. Not harm to the soil, not using any artificial fertilizer. That is what we call it as a organic farming.
so, organic farming means you can use machines, sir. That's what my doubt.
No,
So, what
no,
is the
no,
difference?
no. That is no. Organic farming means using the not using any biofertilizer, using plants and other manure as a feeder to the soil. That is what we called it as a organic farming.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. And last doubt, sir. In League of Nations, all were most of them were capitalistic countries, so they didn't accept Lenin's government. Can we say like that, sir?
Yes, it was that reason. And
Okay, sir.
not only that, Lenin overthrew the provincial government of Kerensky and he came to power by means of a coup. That's why the Western countries not recognized the USSR, Lenin's government, because it was a government established by means of seizing the power, by means of coup.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, SIA 66697. So study materials for world history. Study material, I told you. The study material, there are two NCRTs. Are there two means old NCRT and new NCRT. The new NCRTs is called Themes of World History. You can follow that book. That is 6th, that is 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Themes of World History is a new NCRT. You follow that. Otherwise, old NCRT is also there. The Story of Civilization by Arjun Dev. And another book is called Contemporary World History. You can also use that book. That is also written by Arjun Dev. So, old NCRT, two book. Story of Civilization, Contemporary World History. Both these books are 10th standard and 12th standard book. One is 10th standard, Story of Civilization. Contemporary World History, 12th standard, old NCRT. Both these books were written by Arjun Dev only. So you can follow this book. Otherwise, you can follow the new NCRT Themes of World History. And one more person is asking, what is that? Can you please suggest some books? That is what I'm telling now. Okay, I think so. Both the queries are completed, and two more thing people are raising the hand. 2053765.
Good evening, sir.
Tell me, Pa.
Sir, I have doubts. Like, why the concept of socialism emerged in Russia? Like, why only in Russia at that time? So, how it became famous? The idea of socialism.
See, the originally socialism was emerged in France first, and later it was in Germany. But these countries were capitalistic country, and there is no chance for rooting socialism there. But in Russia, the people were being exploited mostly by the nobles class. So that's why the people and the elite people exploiting the common people and the noble class exploiting the peasant people. So Lenin thought that the socialistic principle would be very aptly applied in Russia here, because The class people of noble class is discreting the peoples of the common people. So we have to bring socialism here. That's why Lenin adopted socialistic principle in Russia. But in the case of Europe, France, Germany, and other countries, capitalistic class was there. Even though discrimination was there, discrimination was somewhat reduced because of various revolutions there.
Okay, sir. So, sir, industrial revolution is also one of the cause, right, sir?
If you take industrial revolution, France, Germany, USA, British also industrial revolution and industrialized country. Russia was also industrialized country. Then you cannot take it as a criteria. But industrial revolution is one of the main reason for socialism, because industrial revolution only created a division in the society, haves and have-nots, richer and the poor. So wherever there is industrial revolution, there would be a division within the society, rich and the poor. Poor people adopt a socialistic principle, richer people adopt the capitalistic principle. That's all.
Okay, sir. Sir, I have one more doubt. Sir, you have said that Russia was an agrarian country. So my doubt is, like, even though the area of cultivation is very less, how it is termed as agrarian country?
See, that is what I am saying. Even though Russia was the most of the lands is covered with snow and frozen, the rivers were frozen, but one part of Russia is very productive. That is very near to China or very near to the present Eastern European countries. Present Eastern Europe where belonged to Russia in earlier time. This area is very, very highly productive. The productive land was very less to Russia. That's why it cannot be able to grow more number of agriculture production, which can able to feed to the growing population. Demand and supply problem, mismatch.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, you said one more thing about coup, sir. Sir, is it same as military coup? Like we'll
yes, that is. We cannot say it is a military coup. The Bolsheviks were the revolutionaries. We can say it simply as a coup. Instead of coup, you use the word coup only for the military coup or political coup, but you used here in the Russian Revolution seizing the power. You use that word, Lenin seized the power. You use that word seizing the power.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, Archana, tell me.
Sir. Hello.
Yes.
Sir, you said USSR was not a member of League of Nations at the initial stages.
Yes.
When and why was it incorporated later, sir?
That is what the topic what we are doing. That is the world between the wars. I will tell you. I will tell you now. In the Europe, we are going to discuss third USSR. In that topic, I am going to tell all those things. What happened after Russian Revolution and how they are going to be the member in the League of Nations. All these things I am going to discuss there.
Okay, sir. And also you said that in USA after World War I, there was an emergence of black movements, sir.
Yes.
By mid-19th century, American Civil War happened, right, sir? It was to abolish slavery, mainly for the blacks. So what was the reason again this happened? Like why black movements emerged again? What was the cause for the awareness?
So your question is, why only after this World War I, the reason for the emergence of black movements?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see here. On United States of America popularly say that we are a liberal country and we are fighting for the liberty of the human being. But in United States of America, it is doing lot of discrimination for the black people. And the black people have found that difference of opinion in the US government itself. It is saying to the outside world different, but what it is doing to the inside in the United States of America is a different one. And the black people thought that everyone is patriotic to the mother country, our country, both like the white people and the black people. So these white people thought that they are only defending the country at the time of the war, not the black people. But both the white soldier and the black soldier is laying their life for the country of United States of America. So that's why the black people thought that the US government is discriminating the black people. That's why they felt that there was a need for the conscientious or the emergence of the awareness for the black people. That's why it thought that. So that's why more and more conscientious and awareness for the black people after the First World War. It is saying differently in the outside world and doing differently in the inside the United States of America. That is why the black peoples are felt they are the United States of American people and white people are wrongly treating the black people. That's why the emergence of black movements was after World War I.
Okay, sir. So can we say that this is similar to what we faced during Quit India movement? How our leader said that British had two stance with respect to our country and the world.
I'm not able to get your point. Repeat your point.
Sir, Gandhiji and other INC leaders said the same thing during Second World War, right, sir? That British is having two stance with respect to India and with respect to the other world.
Yes,
other parts of the world.
Yes, that is the thing. See, you can say, you don't take that as an example. Very good example is present in India. See, in India is opposing racism outside. India is opposing any kind of discrimination as a government outside. But inside India, as a government, it is not doing anything, but people are practicing the untouchability. This is one kind of discrimination. Now you can able to understand it.
Okay, sir. Yeah, I get it.
Yes, that is what the point. As a US government, it is not treating any black people or anything in a discriminating way. But the people are doing, white people are discriminating the black people. That is what. I think you can able to get the point now.
Yes, sir. I get it now, sir. Thank you.
Yes, that is the thing. Okay. Okay. SIA 66697, sir. Total number of classes for world history. See, usually I will done with 10 or 11 classes, but now it may extend for the online class. I cannot say as of now. So far we have finished it 6 or 5 or 6 classes, I think so. I think so. No one is there. Okay. Okay, but thank you very much for the session.